Breaking news. Here he is, folks. George Russell Isbell Jr. from San Diego, California, arrested today by the DOJ for sending a threatening letter to conservative influencer Benny Johnson to his home in Florida, where he lives with his family. This guy right here threatened bodily harm to Benny Johnson and made references to Charlie Kirk being assassinated. Whoa! This is crazy, folks. Pam Bondi, the DOJ Attorney General, was with Benny Johnson today in the Middle District of Florida, Tampa, talking about this matter. Benny Johnson speaks, a victim here, by this guy. This guy is the perpetrator. You see it first on JLR Investigates. I want to share what Benny Johnson had to say, and then we'll further discuss. Check it out.
1 month ago today, I witnessed my friend of 10 years, someone who I considered a brother, a loving husband, a devoted father, a generational leader, get assassinated on a live stream by a left-wing radical. Approximately 1 year ago, I witnessed the President of the United States get shot in the head by a left-wing radical, who also took the life of a Trump supporter in front of his daughters and wife. 2 months ago, Christian children kneeling and praying in a church were slaughtered by a left-wing extremist. And 2 weeks ago, federal law enforcement was shot at multiple sniper rounds in a federal facility by a left-wing extremist. If it's happening every single week, is it that extreme? Or has the Democrat Party mainstreamed violence as a political tool? The individual who wrote me described why he wanted me dead. I was a white, cis, Christian Trump supporter. They described in great detail how I would be killed in an open field, just like Charlie, how much blood would come out of my head and neck when it was blown off. This individual described orphaning my 4 beautiful children and widowing my wife with great joy. You might want to say, another left-wing radical, another extremist. And to that, I would like to direct your attention to the state of Virginia, where Democrats have nominated and are about to vote for the chief law enforcement officer in that state, a man who has done the exact same thing. An individual who's calling for the assassination by bullets of Republicans that he disagrees with. The killing of their children. The slaughtering of, as he says, little fascists. Are my 4 innocent, beautiful children little fascists? Violence has been mainstreamed by the Democrat Party. It is not extremist, it is mainstream. And we need a moment of reckoning here. This has to stop. This cycle must end. Is any Democrat courageous enough to disavow violence? To call for individuals that espouse these things, like what happened to my family, or what's happening in Virginia, to call for those kind of candidates to step down? Will Democrats vote for that? Because if you're voting for that, then implicitly you're encouraging it. You're endorsing it. I don't want political violence. I want peace in my nation. I love this country. I want to be able to debate like Charlie did. I want to be able to raise my family in peace. That is our birthright. But you cannot make peace with evil as a Christian. You cannot unite with people who want you dead. I want unity in this nation. I want to be able to agree on more than what we disagree on. But for that first to happen, we must understand the battle. We are fighting good versus evil, darkness versus light. And good must conquer evil. Do not make peace with evil. To that end, and in conclusion, I would like to thank federal law enforcement, Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, the FBI, the DOJ, the Tampa Police Department, the detectives here, with absolute pinpoint accuracy, professionalism, courtesy, swift and tact. They were able to act instantly in order to make sure that my family was safe, potentially to preserve the lives of my children, and they're doing that for families all around the country in many different ways. Every American should unite behind that cause. No matter who you are, you should say, this is a country where families should be able to raise their children safely, where people can have peaceful disagreements, where we can all live together under one American flag. I just want to profoundly thank the Trump administration and federal law enforcement and local law enforcement for saving my family. I will never forget it. It is the greatest goodness that has ever been done to me. And that is a thing that every American can get behind. The Trump administration making America safe again. God bless them.
So who the heck is this guy? Why would a 69-year-old man send a threatening letter to Benny Johnson, a conservative influencer, journalist? Now, Benny Johnson has a big following. He has millions and millions of followers. This guy looks a little unhinged, deranged. There's a lot of family members that he has, and it's interesting about his family. I've been looking into him. Some of his family here, right here, this guy, some of his family are conservatives from Texas. Others seem like they're left liberal from California. What in the heck's going on? Now, he faces up to 5 years in prison. Some people say, that's it? 5 years? Still a long time. And, 69 years old going into prison is not a cakewalk, folks, at all. But don't send people threatening letters, because it seems like the DOJ is not playing around with these wackadoodles and crazy, whether you're on the left or the right. But it seems like lately it's been more towards the perpetrator's been more towards the left, attacking people on the right. It's crazy stuff. But regardless of what side you're on here, this is unacceptable. Listen, this is the United States of America. Not everyone's going to agree with each other on everything and anything out there. But just because you don't, agree with somebody doesn't mean you threaten them. Doesn't mean you send them, threats in the mail or emails or, attack them on the streets just because you see them online. You don't even know them. This guy doesn't know Benny Johnson. He just goes by what he sees and is like, I'm going to do something about it. This is crazy. This political violence needs to stop. Scary times ahead. Well, we're going to continue to monitor his situation. He's going to go to prison. I don't think the DOJ, when you got Pam Bondi down there in Florida, they're taking these matters very, very seriously. And I have a feeling we're going to see a lot more of this. But every criminal should be on notice. If you don't like somebody, just keep your mouth shut and don't watch them. That's it. It's very simple. I mean, Charlie Kirk got assassinated from someone, a total nut job stranger, which is Tyler Robinson. I believe Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk. I believe he's the guy. But he didn't know Charlie Kirk. This is crazy. And it seems like a lot of these conservative influencers, public officials, man, seems like they're target from these wackadoodles and crazies out there, the unhinges out there. You don't have much of a social media presence, which even makes the situation more scary. I'll continue to do a deep dive. We'll monitor his court records and whatnot. Sub to the channel, hit the notification button, showing you his picture. You won't see it anywhere else. We know how to find these people. We'll talk soon. I am JLR Investigates, praying for peace. Stay tuned.